Community 101, the Community Engagement Framework. Hello, and welcome to this introduction to the Community Engagement Framework. I'm Shannon Abram with the Community Roundtable. Engagement is always a hot topic for community managers. How can I get more of it? How can I measure it? Wait, I can measure it, right? Based on these questions and more, we developed the Community Engagement Framework. In this overview, we'll dig into the Community Engagement Framework with its 4 specific stages of culture change and the behaviors to expect in each stage. We'll explore how to use the framework to fine-tune your strategy and develop tactics to help you move your membership and community from one phase to the next. The Community Engagement Framework consists of 4 stages: validation, sharing, asking and answering, and exploring. Each of these stages of engagement is important to focus on independently because they incrementally create a more collaborative culture and ultimately community. Too often, new community managers and their stakeholders want to jump right to the robust ask and answer stage of engagement. But this is too soon for their community and their members. You can use the Community Engagement Framework to set goals and metrics to evaluate as you move through the stages of community engagement. In each step, there are community management techniques to trigger, establish, and reward these behaviors. By measuring how the community is behaving in each of these areas, community managers can get a good sense of how programming should be prioritized and how much value is being generated by the community. The first stage in the framework is the validation stage, which is essentially becoming comfortable with the culture and the community. This is the entry level for member engagement. Members learn the cultural dynamics and mores of the community. They are cautious participants, adding reactive contributions and becoming actively more comfortable in the community. Behaviors in the validation stage include viewing content, liking content, sharing, reposting or forwarding content, and commenting on content. Community managers can encourage validation behaviors with several types of community content, including new member programs, welcome blog posts, Tip Tuesday posts, and member spotting posts. The value in this stage is that it encourages leaders of the organization, or the community, to model the expected behaviors, illustrating the positive business value of liking and commenting, and celebrating the connectors in the company. As members become more comfortable engaging in this validation behavior, they begin to exhibit sharing behaviors of the next engagement stage. Members cultivate a baseline comfort in the community. They begin to make more substantial contributions by adding their own unique content. These members begin to build connections with others in the community. Common behaviors in the sharing stage include posting documents, links, updates, photos, and new ideas. To encourage activity in the sharing stage, you can offer programs like weekly work out loud threads, show and tell sessions at a regular cadence, regular office hours, and meme-based threads that encourage members to share simple ideas, photos, or perspectives. The value in the sharing stage is that members begin to build their personal brand in the community. Sharing helps build a persistent, searchable knowledge base, and it mirrors and reinforces the culture within a community. Sharing also helps people feel more connected to the community through their contributions and can act as a creative outlet for members. When members reach the ask and answer out loud stage, they've learned to trust both other individuals and the information in the community. They're now comfortable enough to ask for help and invested enough to offer support to fellow members. You can use specific programs to encourage members in the ask and answer stage. These include Ask Me Anything threads, Ask an Expert videos, interviews, or posts, anonymous question box features, and an unanswered questions list. The ask and answer stage provides significant value both to members and the community. People get answers more quickly and are able to showcase their knowledge. There's more diversity of experience brought to questions, new hires are able to contribute sooner, trends are identifiable in terms of the kinds of questions being asked. Asking and answering also creates just-in-time content in response to a need, and answers are captured for future use in the community. Explore Out Loud stage invites people to help solve problems together. Members in this phase gravitate to opportunities to create new ideas and resources. They often seek out leadership opportunities and are now deeply invested in the community and its long-term success. Behaviors in the Explore stage include tool creation, resource curation, asking open-ended questions, and engaging in thought leadership roles. Community managers can support members in the explore stage through the use of more high-touch programming, including advocacy programs, group learning cohorts, round-robin calls, and encouraging members to take an active role in community program development. At this stage, the best minds are applied to problems and documentation becomes an integral part of the process. Members feel a shared sense of ownership and pride of authorship, and the entire process is highly visible to the entire community. This transparency results in tangible benefits for the members and the community as a whole. Contrary to popular belief, you can measure online engagement in a meaningful way. By measuring what percentage of a community is exhibiting each of these behaviors and in what volume, you can see how passive, reactive, open, or proactive the community's culture is. This in turn helps a community manager to understand how networked, or not, their community is. Does the culture support only passive and reactive behavior, or do individuals feel confident enough to take ownership of problems and solutions? You can see that in the prevalence of questions in open-ended explorations. Community managers use this data to prioritize and focus their approach, creating programming and engagement strategies to nudge the community incrementally along the engagement curve, ensuring social validation and rewards along the way. As behavior in the community changes, so too does the management approach. It's important to note that although the overall engagement in your community will move along the stages of this framework, most communities will always continue to welcome new members. Don't forget about them, and ensure that you still maintain programming that meets their need at their engagement stage. As the community becomes more networked, its inherent value increases. But measuring community return on investment, that's a different lesson for a different day. Let's review the key takeaways from today. We looked at the elements of the community engagement framework, the 4 stages of culture change, and how cultures move from transactional relationships to collaborative relationships. We also explored how to use the framework for engagement assessment and benchmarking, and how to adjust your programming to serve the evolving needs of your community. To learn more about the Community Engagement Framework and the Community Roundtable's other research and services, visit communityroundtable.com.